Hi everybody, let's philosophize the theory of evolution which says we came from monkeys and bacteria and see how it is logically not possible. So let's firstly give background to what scientists said about the history of Earth and see how atheists put their theories. Mainly scientists said that the estimated age of Earth comes back to 4.5 billion years. Also scientists said that the oldest fossil skeleton for humans they found comes back to 200,000 years old. Also atheists estimated that the first humans who came on Earth comes back to 250,000 years ago. Then scientists said that the oldest ape skeleton they found comes back to 3.2 million years, which they call it Lucy. So atheists came and suggest that apes and monkeys came back to 6.5 million years. As atheists said this without any evidence, as they said this because scientists found ape skeleton which comes back to 3.2 million years. Also scientists said that dinosaurs comes back to 250 million years ago. So atheists estimated that the humans came back to 250,000 years. Also monkeys and apes comes back to 6.5 million years and said that the bacteria is estimated to come back to 3.5 billion years old. And all of these claims and period estimation which they put depends on the fossils which scientists found. So Darwin and atheists put their theory of evolution as a result of those fossils which was found by scientists. So what I need to say is that they may find any time any other fossils for any other creatures or human which comes back to older period of what they found, and then all of their theories which they made will be completely falsified. So let's falsify Darwin's theory which says that we came from monkeys or apes or bacteria. If we try to use our minds, we will find this theory is completely wrong, because inside every one of us there is a sense or feeling. There, there is something called love. There is something called being sad or happy. So this sense cannot be evolved by evolution. There must be God who put this feeling inside us. Let's complete the upper part. If we came from by evolution, as atheists said, could you tell me how the dinosaurs came before us? As atheists says that dinosaur existed on Earth from 250 million years, while humans only came from 250,000 years. As if we came by evolution or from bacteria, as atheists said, then the logic says that tiny and smaller creature in size should come first. Then every period of time these creatures become more huge and bigger in size. But all evidence says the opposite. Since dinosaurs and huge creatures were living from 250 million years while they have been extinct or destroyed, then came smaller creatures like us humans and nowadays animals. That's what scientists said. Could you tell me how this happened? As if we worked with evolution theory, tiny creatures should come first, then after them should evolve to huge creatures. But in our real life has happened the opposite. As huge creatures come first like dinosaurs, then tiny creatures comes after them, which proves that the theory of evolution is wrong. Also, could you tell me how, if we came from evolution or bacteria, the dinosaurs, which were so huge creatures, very advanced in their creature, as they were too huge, many of them can fly, as also scientists said that most of these dinosaurs can take fire out of their mouths. Could you tell me how these dinosaurs and big creatures came before us, as if we came from bacteria, as atheists say, then tiny and smaller creatures should come first, then they evolved to huge creatures within time, while all evidence says that all people and creatures which were living before us were more huge and having bigger bodies than us now. And I have approved that by saying you can go to ancient museum and see the size of mummies and sarcophagus. There you will find it was bigger than us. Also you can look to dinosaurs, which was too big, came before us. Also, if we came from bacteria and evolution as atheists said, then from those fossils which came back to millions of years, scientists should have found fossils skeletons of creatures which have errors or different shape or form than living creatures living nowadays, as the shape of skeletons and fossils of humans and all creatures which they found were not going to be the same original shape exactly like living creatures nowadays, as they have found a lot of fossils which comes back to millions of years. If we came from evolution as atheists claimed, scientists would have found fossils and skeletons different than living creatures nowadays, but all what they found is exactly like creatures living now. There is no difference than living creatures now. For example, if we came from evolution, as atheists said, scientists should have found in these fossils and skeletons either of animals or humans or dinosaur, one eye at back and other at neck, or they may have found in any animal fossil or skeleton's legs coming out of his face or his ears or nose coming out of his back, or at least different in shape of skeleton of creatures than of nowadays. But from all fossils and skeletons they have found from humans or animals or dinosaurs were on the same shape as it is found now. Like if they found skeleton of ape which comes back to 3.2 million years, then they found it to be on the same shape, in the same form or shape of living apes now. When they found the human skeleton which comes back to 200,000 years, they found it to be the same like human living now, which mainly proves that their theory is completely false, as if we came from evolution they should have found difference between skeletons they found and now days living creatures, but they always do not found any difference, as bacteria is asexual. I mean they reproduce without sex. Could you tell me how asexual bacteria can form sexual creatures like animals or monkeys or humans? As if we came from bacteria as atheists claimed, then humans and animals should reproduce asexually without any sex. As what I need to say is that asexual can form asexual creatures, but asexual cannot form sexual creatures. Also, could you tell me how bacteria were able to form bones of living creatures which were living, especially dinosaurs? How bacteria were able to form the bones, as bacteria may be able to form skin but cannot form bones or lungs or even any tiny piece of bone. Also, every person has sense that they can feel. Could you tell me how these senses or feeling formed as creatures feel when they are hungry or when they need to make sex or when need to sleep? Could you tell me how these senses were formed, as bacteria is logically impossible to form all of this? Also, I found many types of bacteria. One of these types is anaerobic bacteria, which does not need oxygen or air to survive. Could you tell me why those anaerobic bacteria did not grow on any other planet like Mars and reproduce there, as anaerobic bacteria does not need oxygen in order to survive, and they found planet Mars to be the closest in form to Earth? So why anaerobic bacteria does not reproduce on Mars and only reproduce there on Earth? As such type of bacteria, if exposed to oxygen or air, will be immediately die, as they live without air. As please learn about Islam and Quran, as it is the only right religion which will take you to heaven. Thanks too much.